Hey, hey, it is Sunday night, so you know what that means. It's time for Learning with Lynn. So I'm Lynn Huber.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard, and we want to welcome you out. If you are here, be sure to say hi so we know you're here. And if you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. Okay? So anyway, we haven't been here for a couple of weeks, and I feel like I'm lost. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But we are back. We had our wonderful vacation on the beach, and life was amazing. So we're back. So if you're here, be sure to tell me you're here so I know what's going on. And I'm going to move some things around here and share my screen. And let's see. There we go. We're sharing my screen. Okay. Well, I assume we're live. I don't see anybody commenting yet, but I assume we're live. So this is my blog right here. If we click on home. This is my blog. This is onlinebeautybiz.com. This is where you can go. This is what I use for my training for my team. And any Avon rep is welcome to come. We feel like a rising tide lifts all the ships in the harbor. And so we don't feel any reason why we should be stingy about our training. I mean, what I'm training on, if it will help you, great. I would love to help you. Whether you're on my team or not, makes no difference. So this is my blog. If you're brand new, you'll want to click on Getting Started up here at the top, and that will take you to all the basic stuff like how do I get paid? How do I set up my online store? How do I know if I got an order? All of that kind of stuff, right? And then there's all kinds of, on the right-hand side, you'll see you can sign up to receive our newsletter. If you're already receiving emails from me, you're already on it. But if not, if you want to get emails, you can sign up there. Right underneath that is a search. So you literally can go in here and search for anything. So if you're having to learn how to do something or you're not sure how, or, then you can search for it and you can find it. Or we have categories. So anything that's tagged with that category, like leadership or mindset or online marketing or anything like that, you can find. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Thanks for telling me you're here. I was getting worried. Looks like there's 3 people on. So anyway, hi, Julie. So that's the category. So if you're looking at this on a computer, you have the main part over here. It's the main part of that's the bulk of my blog. And on the side over here, that's called the sidebar. And so it'll look just like that on the computer. But if you're on a phone, the sidebar goes down and it moves underneath the main part of the blog. So you'll have about 6 or 7 blog posts, and then that sidebar will be under it. So if you're looking for a search or categories or sign up for the email, just scroll down all the way to the bottom. Okay, so today we are going to talk about recruiting new team members for your Avon business. So of course, personal sales are incredibly important because you're going to that's your today money, right? What you sell today, you have money in your pocket right now. And that's going to help you make money right away. But recruiting new team members is where you build your residual income. And so think of your Avon business like rowing a boat. Like the oar is sales, one oar is sales, and the other oar is recruiting new team members. And to really move forward in your boat, you want to row with both oars. And this is true in your Avon business as well. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. So, like I said, the sales is today money. Recruiting and building a team is your long-term residual money. Once you build that team, it will continue on and you'll continue to get paid forever as long as you meet the minimum requirements. So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's get into growing your Avon business. It's pretty simple. There's really only 4 steps, you guys. It is so simple. Number 1, prospecting for new customers and recruits. Row your own boat. Yeah. Row your boat. Yeah. There you go. So number 1 is prospecting for new customers and recruits. That is the lifeblood of your business. You always are looking for the new. And then number 2, getting a brochure to every customer, every campaign. Number 3, follow up with every customer you gave a brochure to. Number 4, take the order. Right? So you're going to take the order, deliver it to your customers, or send them to your online store to place their order, and then just rinse and repeat. It's just that simple. Prospect, get a brochure to everybody, follow up, take the order. And so let's look at it in just a little more detail. Prospecting, like I said, that's the lifeblood of your business. You are always looking for new. You always are, because if you don't, you'll stagnate. And it doesn't matter what business you're in, even a dentist. if they're not constantly getting new patients, their patients are going to die, or they're going to move away, or whatever, right? And your business is just going to slowly dwindle and you'll have nothing. So you need to be prospecting all the time. And that can look like lots of different things. That could be passing out books around the neighborhood. It could be giving somebody a brochure at a store and getting their contact information. It could be going through the check stand and saying to the cashier, hey, you know, I sell Avon and we have this brand new digital brochure. It's really cool. You literally can look at it on your phone and swipe through the pages. Would you be interested in seeing one? And you get her contact information, put her in your phone, and text her the link. Just that simple, right? And then once you've got their contact information, now you're gonna put them into your system where you're gonna get a brochure to them every campaign. You're gonna do the follow-ups. You're gonna do, you know, then hopefully you'll get orders over time, right? Hi, Rose, good to see you from Iowa. So it's really that simple. So our daily aid system is a way for you to be consistent with it. And it's just a proven formula. So instead of working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, like you would in a full-time job, our goal is to capture 8 points a day, 5 days a week, for a total of 40 points a week. So if you click here and print this sheet, I actually have it right here. This is the daily aid. It's actually 9 pages. But all the pages are more explaining and teaching you how this program works. Page 2 is the actual sheet that you track on. And it's really simple. Put the week up, so that would be like today's date or Monday's date if you prefer. And then what days of the week are you going to work your business? And then each day you're going to add up points. So prospecting for customers. And then the second one is prospecting for team members. So you can get a point for every name you get. So if you're brand new, let's just say you're brand new, you just started. One of the things we ask you to do is to make a list of everyone you know. We hopefully can get like 200 people on that name, right? I mean, on that list. And you want to make that list of everyone you know. And so then after you've got the list, then you can start kind of contacting them. It's not a, hey, buy my stuff or anything like that. It's more of a, hey, I just started my own Avon business. I'm really excited. Would you like to see a brochure? And if they say no, nothing changes. They're still your cousin, your friend, your mom, whoever, nothing changes. Then you say, okay, how's Tommy, right? And you just keep going. There's no reason. You don't have to beg. You don't have to convince, nothing. If they're not interested, they're not interested. Avon's not for everybody, right? If they say yes, if they're on your list, you already have their contact information, so you can count that as a point. Right? So you would want to work through your list to the point where you can get however many points you need to, because you want to get 8 points a day. So whether that's 8 names, there's other things on this list that you can do too to earn points, but it's all about being consistent, right? Same thing if you're going out and about, like what I like to do for me, I'm more direct. I'm just pretty blunt, really. So what I like to do is I like to stand in front of a grocery store with a stack of books and drawing slips. And as people walk out of the store, I say, hey, would you like an Avon brochure? And if they look at me like I'm a cockroach, then, hey, I don't get my feelings hurt. I just ask the next person, right? If they say yes, then I'll give them a brochure and I'll say, hey, I mail my brochures. Would you like to get on my mailing list? And then if they're really interested, they would say yes. Most of them are pretty excited. They're like, I haven't seen an Avon book in years. So then I give them my little drawing slip and have them fill it out, and I have their contact information. That's how I do it. But there's lots of ways, and all the pages in here, the additional pages, actually go into more details about how to do different ways. And you'll find lots of ways on Online Beauty Biz too to grow your business. That's what we're all about, right? That's what our Sunday trainings are all about. Okay, so then follow up with potential customers. So if you just met them at the grocery store, 2 to 3 days later, you want to text them and say, hey, I met you at Walmart, just checking to see if there's anything I can help you with. And then now they're on your regular follow-up system. So now they're going to get a brochure every campaign. They're going to get a follow-up every campaign. And just like that, every campaign, they're going to get a new brochure and a new follow-up. But the key with our system is you get out of your head, right? We have a simple system, and I'll come back to that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So then you're going to get a brochure to every customer. If you use our system, I just give you 1 point because it only takes you like literally a minute to do that. If you're driving around town and delivering brochures, give yourself a point for every hour you're spending doing that. Same thing, follow-up texts and calls to the customers or messages or whatever. 1 point because it literally just takes a second to do it. But if you're manually texting them, give yourself a point for every hour or every half hour or whatever. Just as long as you're being consistent, that's the most important thing, right? Sorting and delivering your customer orders, again, that would be like a point an hour or whatever, depending on how big your order is, right? And then there's points for passive prospecting, like putting brochures door to door, but not getting contact information, or posting on social media, or doing an event. All of these things are worth points. So you can read through this and you can see it. But that's our daily 8 system. And then we also have a daily 8 challenge. So you can click right here to log your weekly numbers. And this is just a Google form where you fill in your name and everything. And how many points did you earn this week? And what were your wins this week? What did you accomplish or do well or really proud of? And what did you not do so well? And how can you do better next time? This is not for me to judge you. It's not for me to be your boss and say you did good or you didn't do good or anything else. This is more, I'm acting as an accountability partner for you. I'm letting you be accountable to me, right? Just to say you did it, right? And then what your wins were, or what did you not do so well? The truth is, just by answering that question, you already know the answer. So you know, hey, that worked really well. I'm going to try that again. Or you know, I didn't do that very well, so next time I'll do this, right? So that's our form. And then you submit this to me. I don't judge you. This is not about whether you did good enough or not good enough. This is just so I can support you, especially if you're not on my team. I can't see what you're doing, right? And even if you are on my team, sometimes I can't see what you're doing. So it's just my way to support you. So like, you know, maybe if you put something in here that you're really struggling with, I might say, oh, I have an answer to that. And I might email you some advice that I have. Or I might call you out in the Facebook group if you did something really good, right? Or whatever. I'm just here to support you. That's all that is. Okay, and then, I'll get to that. Okay. I don't know what it says, but I'll get to it. Yeah. Okay, so then join our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group because you want to be part of it, right? Look, see, I said it's time to track your results. That came out yesterday. So that's our Facebook group. I think most of you are probably in it. And then you can learn more about automating the follow-ups here. So I just clicked the link, automating your follow-ups, and it takes you to a page that talks about how and there's even a video. We mail our books using Campaign Mailer, or you can text them using digital text lists. We use Project Broadcast for that. Our follow-ups, we do text message follow-ups with Project Broadcast. We actually pre-record a message, a 30-second message that goes to my little old ladies that don't have mobile phones, that just have landlines. They get a pre-recorded voice message. And this teaches you how to do all that. But here's the thing. When you're automating it, you get out of your head. You're not like, oh, I've given her books 6 campaigns in a row and she hasn't ordered. Maybe I shouldn't be a bug, right? No, that's not what it's about. It's about you doing the tasks. It's not about you worrying about what they're thinking, right? It's just about you doing the job. Okay, so let's see. Kathy has something to say here. See if I can read it. A good customer wants to sign up, but I don't think she's computer savvy. So I will show her how to sign up, place her first order, and where her training is. But I'm slightly nervous if it turns into show me how to work a business online. You don't have to answer here, but I'm thinking it could get to be a lot if a person never works with tech. Okay, Kathy, none of us have all the answers. A good upline leader, your job is to be there to support her, right? If your child comes home and says, I have to do this math homework and you don't know how to do math, it doesn't make you a bad mom, especially nowadays with the new math. They do it differently than they did when we learned it. But so you don't have to know it all. And Avon has tons of training. I would direct them, if they want to build their business online, I would direct them to Avon U to get on the training and do all the training about how to build their business online. Make sure they're on the Facebook Lives that Avon does every week about socially savvy and how to build online, and then get them on our Sunday Lives. You don't have to be good at that. All you have to be is somebody there to support her and care about her success. That's really all you have to be.
Yeah, you don't have to know everything. And besides, the project is really up to her. I mean, if she bought a brand new car,
success,
yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, if she bought a brand new car, she wouldn't come to you and say, teach me how to drive this car. She would have to learn to, read the manual, sit in the car for a little bit, take some driving lessons, stuff like that. They have to put some effort into it.
Yeah.
And that's true of anything and everything, not just the tech part of it, but other things too with the business.
And online beauty biz, I mean, I'm not recruiting on this website. Everybody that's here is already in Avon, so it's a safe place. And there's tons of training in onlinebeautybiz.com as far as how to build online too. But really, don't worry about that. All you have to worry about is that you care and that you're going to try to help her. You don't have to have all the answers. And I think that's awesome that you have someone that wants to sign up.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so congratulations. Okay, so today we're going to talk about recruiting new team members. She says, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Great answer. Be supportive. I like that. They have to put in the effort too. You know, it doesn't matter how much you do for them. If they don't do it for themselves, they'll never be successful. You know, Richard's spot on with that. Absolutely. And I have to tell you, sometimes I get so frustrated. Yeah, it's funny. I do text trainings. I have actually a series of texts that go out to all my new reps. And I had one time that sent me a text and said, how do I find out if there's an online order in my store? And I responded, I said, here's a blog post that explains it. And then she sent me another text and said, how do I don't remember what it was. And I sent her another text and said, here's what explains it. And then she did it again, and I sent her another blog post, and then she said, are you ever going to answer my questions? And, you know, sometimes I just want to say, would it be easier if I just dropped a bag of money on your porch every week? But, you know, I mean, they have to take responsibility. And a lot of those questions, it's not like a real easy, I can respond with a text. Here is a blog post that has pictures and shows you everything. So, you know, you just got to work with them the best you can. And then they're responsible for their success. So today we're going to talk about recruiting new team members for your Avon business. So when you work both sides of your business, recruiting and selling and recruiting, you're building a long-term business that will pay you handsomely down the road. Building your team is where the big residual income comes from, and it can help you earn 6 figures a year. There are a couple of reps, I don't think there's very many, but there are a couple of reps, that leadership reps with Avon that make 7 figures. Drop a bag of money, El Hodo. Yeah. Would that be easier for you too? Just kidding. But yeah, so there are a couple of reps, leadership reps that earn 7 figures a year in their leadership business. There are a lot that earn 6 figures. So that's where the long-term money is. But you need to know sales is where today's money is. You can put money in your pocket right now. You can take an order and you've already have the money in your pocket, because how much you pay Avon, the difference between how much you pay Avon and how much you collect from your customer is your money, right? As long as you hold out the money that you're going to have to pay Avon, you have money in your pocket right now. But so recruiting is where that big residual income comes from. So that's what you want to build your business long-term, right? So you want to build both sides. And so I know that sometimes recruiting can be incredibly intimidating as a new representative, but if you change how you're thinking about recruiting, you're going to see how fun and rewarding it can be. Plus, your efforts will be highly rewarded. So before I go into that, I want to just touch on, because Avon has an incentive going on right now. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. This is called Level Up, Discover the Beauty of Leadership. And this is first-time title advancements to ambassador level. So if you promote to bronze ambassador, silver ambassador, or gold ambassador, you're going to get this Recruiter's Dream collection right here. 60 product samples, top selling Avon products in a tote bag. And that's starting in campaign 11. And I believe it goes through the end of the year. And then if you're a mentor and somebody on your team achieves it, you will earn the collection too. So here's the details. Yeah, campaign 11 through campaign 26. So it's through the rest of the year, which is why I wanted to teach you about recruiting today. So if you achieve a new first-time title, a bronze, silver, or gold ambassador, you can earn this Recruiter's Dream collection. And if you help one of your team members do it, they will earn it and you will earn it. You can earn it 3 times. If you promote to bronze, you'll earn it. And then you promote to silver, you'll earn it again. And then you promote to gold, you'll earn it again. So it's a $265 value. So I wanted to show you really quickly about our Avon leadership comp plan, right? So if you're brand new to leadership and you haven't really done anything with it, this is just the beginning part of the comp plan. But the first title you promote to is promoter. Now, in order to qualify for that, you have to have $50 in personal sales and 1 team member who places an order. So when you get your first team member, you promote to promoter. And so now, for as long as you and that team member stay with Avon, you're going to earn 3% of everything they sell forever. right? Because they're on your team and because you brought them in. Then if you get another person on your team, that makes 2. You still have to have $50 in personal sales. You promote to star promoter. Now you're going to earn that 3% sponsoring bonus, which is 3% of everything they sell for as long as they're with Avon. But you're also going to earn an additional 3% Generation 1 bonus. So that's like 6%, right? The next title, which is where we get to ambassador, that's what this incentive is all about. From this point on, you have to sell $200 a campaign all the way through the rest of the leadership plan. That your minimum is 200. But to be a bronze ambassador, you have to have 3 people on your team. And you and those 3 people, total team sales needs to be $1,000. Once you meet those 3 requirements, you promote to bronze ambassador and you earn that level up award, that $265 bundle, right? But you're also now going to earn the 3% sponsoring bonus, 3% of your first level team, and an additional 3% of your second level. So if you don't have anybody on your second level, there wouldn't be anything there. But if you did, you would start earning that. The next one is silver, and silver is 6 people on your team, $2,000 total team sales. Your percentages go up, and you promote to silver ambassador, and now you can earn that second bundle. And then the third one is gold, which is 9 people on your team, $4,000 in team sales. That's you and those 9 people sell $4,000. Then you promote to gold ambassador, and then you start you start getting paid more. The percentages go up. So this 9, the reason they give you these different qualifiers is because 9 people on your team might not sell $4,000. You might have 9 people on your team and only sell $3,000, in which case you wouldn't qualify yet. It might take you 10 or 11 to get to that. Or you never know, you might have 5 people on your team that's selling $4,000, but that still doesn't qualify you because you need 9. So just know that those numbers they're both required. But that's leadership, okay? That's what you're looking for. And after you get from ambassador, the next level is bronze leader, and that's where the fun starts. Bronze leader is not on here, but that's where you start making real money. And so that's when it starts getting really exciting. So Avon is giving you all kinds of tools. They're giving you online exclusive offers for you and your customers. We got those wow bundles that are $50 that cost you $30. So regardless of whether you're making 40% earnings or not, you will make 40% on those. We have, you got products in the What's New that you can buy. So you have products ahead of time before the campaign starts. You've got your dashboard where you can track your sales and your earnings. You've got the digital catalogs and videos and virtual try-ons and all kinds of stuff that you can use. And everything you need to build your team and boost your earnings in recruiting is in Avon U under the recruiting. So I think there's a section called recruiting, or you can search for it, but that has all kinds of training. And so you have direct links to sign up. You can actually just go to Avon now, and there's actually a link under, I think it's under Build Your Business or something, but there's a link that says send somebody a link to sign up. Or I'll show you how to sign somebody up too. We have a shareable recruiting vote video, really cute one they just announced. And we have updated flyer that has the campaign 10 to 15 offers. And we have these social posts that you can use on social media. So Avon's giving you all kinds of stuff to help you. This is how you sign somebody up if you're not sure. They go to your Avon store, youravon.com/your name, right? Your title, whatever that is, your ID, your code, your representative code, and then they click on Become a Representative. It's just that simple. And then they get signed up and they're under you. So the choices they have as of right now is they can sign up for free and make a contribution of $5 to the American Cancer Society, or they can pick any one of these 3 bundles for $30. And they're like $112, $121, $137 value. So those are great incentives for people. And I love that they're doing this because, when it was just a free sign up, we were signing up a lot of people, but they weren't getting started. They weren't doing anything because they really didn't intend to sign up. But at least now with a $5, it's $5 is nothing, but they at least have to pull out a credit card. So they have to make that decision that they're going to sign up. So I think that's awesome. So Kathy says, I will look at Avon U for recruiting training. Awesome. Okay, so all your new representatives will get these special first offers. So don't forget this. This is new for your new team members. With any size order, They get a full-size Equinox Rejuvenating Serum if they place their first order. And if their first order is over $60, they get the serum, plus they get a $10 credit off their second order. They get 135 lip balms, and they get samples with it. And if they do that, you also get 135 lip balms if there's somebody on your team. So that's pretty exciting. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all for that. Okay, so let's go back to recruiting. Let me quit that so I don't use up all my memory. Okay, so we're going to talk about recruiting, right? So I know that recruiting can be intimidating if you're a new representative. And what I'm going to go into today is a lot of things. But what I want you to know is you don't need all this. You don't need, really, it's a $5 sign up. Come on, how hard do they have to think about it, right? Mm-hmm. So really what you want to do is you want to come from the heart. You want to offer them the opportunity. Tell them your story, what Avon's doing for you. And would you like to join me? It's usually just that simple. But if it's not, I want you to have some backup, some stuff to understand what will help you maybe get people signed up. So when you have a good, solid system, adding excited, enthusiastic, and motivated team members will become a natural part of your daily business. You'll just do it as you go. As I'm out and about, and I'm offering brochures to somebody, I'm standing in front of a grocery store and I'm offering brochures to somebody and asking them if they'd like to get them in the mail, and I give them the drawing slip. On that drawing slip, it says, would you like an Avon brochure, digital by text, digital by email, or physical in the mail? And then the fourth question is, would you be interested in making extra money with Avon? So while they're filling that out, I'll ask them. They haven't even got to that question yet, but I'll ask them. I'll say, hey, have you ever thought about selling Avon? Is this something that would be good for you? And I just try to get a conversation started. So if you're just doing the things and you're just making the effort, it's going to come naturally. It's going to come as part of it, right? So one of the things you need to do is you want to be a good Avon representative. So to be a great recruiter and team leader, you have to first be a good representative yourself, because the leader sets the pace for their team. The leader, everybody is emulating you. They're learning from you. And so you need to show them what's good, right? Because if you're not doing good, they're not going to be impressed and they're not going to want to follow you, right? So make sure that you're running your business with priority and professionalism. And then this is where our team systems come in. So we have our team follow-up system, which I already touched on. That is our automate your follow-ups using Campaign Mailer, using Project Broadcast for texting, and using the phone system, which is Dial My Calls. It's all here. It's all laid out. But using those systems frees you up to grow your business and be able to prospect for more people and look for both new customers and new team members. The system gets you out of your head. So instead of stressing and worrying about whether you're bothering somebody, you just set up the systems, you add people to them, and you schedule the follow-ups. Because they're not automatic. I have a time in my calendar. In fact, my reminder message is going to go out Monday, because Wednesday is the first day of campaign 13, and that's when I will be placing my order. I always place my order on the first day of the campaign. So on Monday, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., my texts are going to go out, my phone messages are going to go out saying, hey, just a reminder, my order's going in on Wednesday. If there's anything you want, let me know by Tuesday. And I have to schedule them every campaign, and so I have a reminder every other Friday, which would have been Friday 3 days ago, 2 days ago, whatever. That's when I scheduled them. And then I have an ongoing reminder in my reminders to remind me every other Friday to schedule those. So it's really simple. It doesn't take any time. And we were in Florida. We were on vacation in Florida, and my business didn't miss a beat because we have all these systems in place.
Yeah. The great thing about systems, like she was saying, is you get out of your head, but it's also, it gets it off your plate quickly so you can go forward and do other things in your business. Or if something were to interrupt you, it's already done. I mean, the best example we have is the last couple of years. Lynn's mom was really sick towards the end. We had a lot of doctor's appointments or times when we had to race to the hospital. But we had already set it up to have the follow-up calls go out and all the things, all the automations. And so that was done within a minute. And if we got an emergency phone call, we could go about the whole day spending it in the hospital or whatever, and our business would keep going 100%.
Yeah, and sometimes I took my laptop with me because I never knew what I was going to run into in my business. But while I'm just sitting by my mom's bed anyway, doing nothing. Right?
Yeah. mean, it could be like you. I mean, you're doing this part-time. Maybe you have a full-time job and you're doing this part-time, which is the beauty of this. But you could get these out so that this part of the business is just done automatically while you're at work. Or let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, and all of a sudden little Johnny or Jane gets sick, or they fall and break their arm, whatever, the emergencies that happen in your life, and you can just go on with your business 100% while you take care of the important things, your family.
Yep, exactly. So Kathy says, I want to be good for them to follow me. I like your advice. Get out of my head. Good point. Use systems. Systems are so huge, Kathy. They really are. They can make all the difference. And we have systems already set up, and you can teach those same systems, right? Okay, so next up, know what you have to offer. So while the ability to own a business and be your own boss is incredible, that's only one aspect of what you have to offer with your Avon business opportunity. You also have the opportunity to help others. You have the opportunity to meet new people and have new experiences. Sometimes that opportunity might be a mom is stuck home with her 3 little kids and she never gets to talk to an adult, and she needs an adult to talk to, and her Avon business is her lifeline, right? Other times it's maybe, I actually had a girl on my team for about 5 years that was an attorney. She was a lawyer, and she had her child, and her husband decided that she was going to let her business go. I mean, she was going to stop working while she raised her child, and she needed something to keep her brain going, and so she loved and did really well with Avon until her child was like 5 years old, and then she went back to being an attorney. But you have so much to offer, even if it's just getting your products at a discount. That's huge too. Right? So think about that. You have so much to offer. And when you're offering that opportunity to somebody, when you're saying, hey, have you ever thought about selling Avon? You're not begging. You're not asking for a favor. I have a coach that I've worked with quite a bit that I really love. Tracy Montefiore is her name. And Tracy, she teaches a little mantra that if you're like back when we were making calls, it's more texting these days, I think, and messages. But back when we were making calls, she had a little mantra where you'd say, I'm not asking for a favor, I'm offering an opportunity. And you got to get that clear in your head. It's really important. Okay. So then share the Avon opportunity with everyone. You never know who might be looking for an opportunity like the one that you have to offer. So don't prejudge. The last thing, like for me, if I would have with Gina said, oh, she's an attorney, she would never be interested, I would have missed out on that. And she would have missed out on that incredible opportunity to be an Avon rep and be able to be home with her daughter and make money and feel important, right? Who am I to decide? That's the thing. Who am I to decide if they would be interested or not? Let them make their own decision. Your job is just to offer it. Their job is to decide if they're interested or not. And your job is to not get your feelings hurt either way. You're just offering. Right? It's just, hey, is this something you would be interested in? If yes, then you get them more information or you help them sign up or whatever. If no, then no problem. We love customers, right? We always love customers.
Yeah, and a big thing is too, it may just be not today. We've had a lot of people that we followed up with for 1 year, 2 years, even 3 years that have signed up finally to sell Avon. And life happens. Things might be great right now. Last year was the best example of that, where COVID hit and so many people lost their jobs and they didn't have any money coming in. And a lot of people were signing up to sell Avon, a way to make some money.
It's true. Okay, so we have a team recruiting follow-up system for leads. So if you click on this, it's going to open a new window. And I'm not going to go into great detail here, but you can read this. So it talks about lots of ways to get leads. You can buy leads. You can do a booth or a table. One of my team members just did a table at a fundraiser for a cat sanctuary.
Yeah,
a cat. I don't remember what it was.
Cat rescue sanctuary.
Yeah, cat rescue. You can do a breast cancer table. That's something you can do anytime, anywhere, because you're affiliated with Avon, and Avon is partners with the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. So you literally can walk into a store, talk to them, or a restaurant, talk to the manager and say, hey, I'm Lynn with Avon, and we're partnered with the American Cancer Society. Would it be okay if I set up a breast cancer table outside to give out information? Most of the time, sometimes you're going to get a no, but most of the time, especially restaurants, by the way, they are more than happy to help you. In fact, some of them will say to you, yeah, not only that, I'll give you some coupons, and anybody who comes in and orders food during that time that you're out there, I'll give you a percentage of their purchases towards your breast cancer walk. So breast cancer is a great way to get out there. You can utilize various methods of advertising. You can buy leads, and then there's a post here that goes into more ideas. And then there's a whole training here. We did a Facebook Live on it. So I have a complete system. I have my virtual business card that I text out to them right away that has a link. And then I send, so what I do is I go 4 different ways. I send them a text with my virtual business card. I send them an email, and I send them a card, text, email. Oh, that's it. And a call. If I haven't talked to them, I call them, text them, email them, and I send them a greeting card in the mail. I do that right off the bat. And then I have a system. Now I'm going to schedule text number 2 in 3 days. And I have all the scripts here. And I have the schedule. So I alternate between emails and texts. So I'll send text number 2 in 3 days. And then 3 days after that, I'll send email number 2. And then I'll send text number 3, and so on. And it's all spelled out here. So that's my follow-up. And like Richard said, I can have people on my follow-up system 3 and 4 years, and then all of a sudden they sign up because things changed. So again, you can't put in your head that they haven't responded, so I gotta quit texting them. It doesn't work that way. Your job is to do the steps. Your job is just to do the action, and have a good attitude about it, and believe that the universe is going to provide for you, and you'll get it. So it's all laid out here. And if you want to know how to find this is called Follow Up and Work. So if you search for leads, I think that this will come up. But it's right here too in this blog that we're talking about right now. Team recruiting follow-up system. Okay. So again, by utilizing those systems, you're out of your head, right? You're not worrying about if you're bothering someone. You're just doing the next task on the list. And then as you get contact information for each new prospect, put them into your follow-up system and then keep going. Then you just keep moving forward and keep looking for new people. So Kathy says, wow, follow-up system. Boy, I'm glad you're talking because no one else is. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, but just so you know too, it's that's the beauty of the things that Lynn has created is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you're starting out new with Avon, get familiar with the basics of it. But as you grow and you do new things, search them on here, and we pretty much have either an answer or a system to help you move it along. And like I said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to create something. It's pretty much done here.
And you know what? I'm not even saying my system is right or the best or anything else. It's just a system, and systems work. Just in general, systems work. And my system works. Trust me, we are moving up the chain. We're doing really well in our Avon business, and it will work for you too. And then once you get going on the system, you can tweak it to what works best for you. There's nothing that says my way is the only way to do it. In fact, if you talk to every leadership rep out there, every one of them does it differently. So the key is though, is being consistent. Really, it's being consistent and taking the action steps, right? Okay, so let's look at some discussion points, because I know you're like, well, I don't know what to say to them, right? So first off, focus entirely on the other person. Forget about yourself completely. The biggest problem we all have is we're talking to someone and we're worried about what they're going to think about us. Are they going to think we're stupid for getting in one of those things? Or are they going to think that we're just pushy or whatever? Get out of that. Forget about yourself. Focus on the other person and think, how can I be of service to you? How can I be a benefit to you? And listen to them, right? So when you're talking with someone, it isn't about what you want. Instead, it's about how you can help them. And so when you're talking to them about the Avon opportunity, I have some ideas here for you. Number one, answer their questions. This is usually the easiest, right? So you can say, I would love to tell you more about who we are and the opportunities that are available, but first, did you have any questions? Because more than likely, if they're asking you about it, they already have questions in their mind. They have something specific that they need an answer to. And if you just say, first, did you have any questions? Then they're probably going to tell you exactly how to recruit them. So answer each question and make sure that she understands by saying something like, does that make sense, right? And then when she finishes her questions, you can give a brief history of Avon or your story with Avon. That's probably the most powerful, your story. And then what makes Avon special? Don't badmouth any other company. Every company is good. We are not badmouthing anybody, right? Because we're setting an example and we're being professional. But yeah, so just tell them your story, right? Another thing you can say is, have you ever done any kind of direct sales before? These are not things you all have to do. I'm not saying to do all of these things. If maybe when you answer their questions, they might give you one question, you answer it, and boom, they're ready to go. I'm just giving you these because if you run into different situations, you'll kind of know how to handle them, right? So you could say, have you ever done any kind of direct sales before? If yes, that's great. This opportunity is probably very similar to what you're used to then. If no, then you can say, oh, you're in for a big treat. This is the only job where you can literally control how much money you make and even control your own hours. Your income in this business is based solely on how hard you work. You can truly get paid what you're worth. How great is that, right? Another thing you can say is, which kit do you want? Have you decided which kit you want to start with? Or which kit do you have your eye on? If they picked a kit, always, whatever kit they pick, that's a perfect way to begin. Don't question them, because you're going to talk them right out of it. If they picked a kit and they have their eye on a kit, yeah, that's a smart choice. You made a good choice. Validate them, right? Let's get you started. Just like that, boom. If they don't have any idea which kit, then say, hey, no worries. I'll help you decide which kit is best for you, and then go over the kit options with them. And then you just say, which one of those would you want to start with? And if they tell you one, then you really go to the very next thing. It sounds like you're ready to sign up, right? Or like in this question up here, it says, which one would you like to start with? Great, I sure would love to have you on my team. I think we're going to be good friends. But this right here sounds like you're ready to sign up is huge. That's making the assumption that they're ready. You're making that assumption. You're not saying, are you ready to get started? No, just say, sounds like you're ready to sign up, because more than likely they're going to go right along with you, right? So if they're starting to sound like they're really interested, it's just that simple assumption on your part to get them over the finish line. So you just say that, sounds like you're ready to get started, and check their response, right? If they're on the phone, you can say, great, we can do it right now over the phone. And then you be that customer service person and enter the information for them. So you literally, just as if they had called Avon, you would say, okay, you would pull up your Avon online store and click on become a representative. And you say, okay, how do you spell your first name? How do you spell your last name? Okay, what's your address? And you would walk them through the application and you would type it in for them. That's the best and easiest way to get them signed up right now, because you can give them a link to your website. And a lot of times they'll go to that link and they'll get signed up. But there's also, for some reason, people tend to get lost between the time you give them a link and the time they sign up. So, but that's another option. You can give them the link to get signed up, right? Or if they want more information, go back to the what questions can I answer for you. Keep going back to that as long as they have questions, right? And if they're not sure, they want to think about it, then say something like, okay, that no problem, no worries, I totally understand. Would it be okay for me to add you to my follow-up list? It's no pressure, and that way you can learn more about the different ways that you can be involved with Avon. And then guess what? You go back to what I showed you, that recruiting follow-up, and you add them. Now, you wouldn't have to call them because you just talked to them, but you would add them to the text and the email for sure. And then if you're going to do cards, you would add them to that. But at least the text and the email follow-ups. Thank you, Kathy. She says, congrats. Glad you're having success. Thanks for sharing with us. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Okay, so now other questions that can help the conversation. So, if you're just talking to somebody, you're chit-chatty and you're not sure what to say, these are just other questions that might help with that conversation. So you could say, what do you do now? Right? And so if they work, then say, well, tell me what you like about your job, and just listen, right? If you could change one thing about it, what would it be? And then relate that to your Avon opportunity. If they're a stay-at-home mom, then again, validate them, right? You have the most important job in the world, and a very busy one. So many women wish they could stay home. That's why I love this opportunity. It's the perfect mommy job, right? If they're a student, what a perfect business for you. You can keep all your friends well stocked and still have plenty of time to study, since you can work your Avon business around your schedule. I actually have quite a few students that have worked their way through school selling Avon and have been really successful at it. So absolutely, those are things you can say. Are you married? No? Oh, so you're free to get as successful as you want, huh? Or yes? Well, what does he think about you starting this business? Sometimes that's important to know. Again, I'm not going to ask them if they're married, if they're ready to sign up. I'm just going to sign them up. I'm only giving you different scenarios in case you need them, right? I hope I'm being clear about that.
Yeah. The biggest thing we've learned is if you ask a question, we have an old saying we picked up was apply duct tape now. And basically you ask a question and you shut up.
And you start talking. The thing is that most of the time it's a $5 sign up. It's a $30 sign
Yeah.
up, and they get $130 worth of products. So most of the time, you guys, it's just not a big deal. They either want to sell or they don't. And there is no reason to, you start asking them if they're married, and you start doing all this. I actually have a girl on my team that did that. And she was trying to follow the system that she had read that she needed to have. And the girl that she was working with also knew me. It was through a networking group in California. And that girl called me and she said, I just want to sign up, and this person doesn't want to sign me up.
Talked them out of it.
Yeah, she like tried to talk her out of it. And so just sign them up. Kathy says duct tape. Love it. Okay. So are you married? Okay. So sometimes if he's not on board with the business, you might talk to him about that, different ways to get around that. I've had people on my team that I had one girl whose husband thought she was being stupid and just laughed at her with her little business. And so she said her first goal was, I'm going to buy a motorcycle for my husband. That'll shut him up real fast when he sees how much money I can make, right? She actually ended up not sticking around, but, But hey, from what you know about our opportunities so far, what is it that appeals to you the most, right? Have you thought about how you would build your Avon business? Sounds like Avon would be a great fit for you, and I think that you'd be really great at this. So those are things you can say. What's holding you back from signing up today? This is the real concern. If it's money, we'll talk about money below under the recruiting objections farther down when we get down there. If it's their spouse or significant other, offer to do a 3-way call. Sometimes you just need to be there to answer the questions for her husband. So that he feels like he's part of the conversation or whatever. So what's holding you back from signing up today is a really powerful question. Okay, what happens if somebody says not right now, right? Well, if they say no, even. You know what? No always means not right now. It doesn't mean no, never. So if they say no, then just say no problem. I really wouldn't push it. That's just me. I would just say, okay, no problem. If they say not right now, then I would maybe tell her the Avon story, offer her a brochure. But more than likely, I wouldn't even go there. I would just say, okay, no problem. We love customers. Would you like a brochure? Would you, can I stay in touch with you from time to time? Whatever. Right? Invite her to go to your website and peruse and shop and sign up for your e-newsletter. And then let her know that you'll notify her anytime that there's a special or promotion and new products. So, and then if she says not right now, then you might want to just say, hey, is it okay if I check in with you from time to time? Or I'd be happy to make sure that you're aware of all the specials when they come up, that kind of thing. Just provide customer service to her. And then remember that the no is not always no. It's usually not right now. Zig Ziglar said that, right? Remember that the answer is not no. The answer is no, not right now. And that's so true. So add them to the team recruiting follow-up system. If they flat out say no, I probably would not add them to the follow-up system. If they say not right now, that's when I would ask them, hey, would it be okay if I add you to my follow-ups? And then that way you'll learn the different ways that you can, how Avon works, different ways in just little snippets and nothing pushy. Right? But by using those follow-up systems, it gets you out of your head. And instead of stressing or worrying if you're bothering them, you just do that next task. And so get them into your system, and that keeps you moving forward. And then just kind of be aware as you're talking to people, as you're delivering your Avon orders, as you're having coffee with your friends, there's green lights that you should pay attention to that if you're not paying attention, you might miss. So sometimes recruiting is a struggle for reps, and it's because they don't recognize the opportunity when it's in front of them. And so as you're talking to people, your job is to listen carefully and listen for the subtle clues that will kind of tell you that someone is who you think is just making light conversation, they really are wanting to learn more. And so here's some green lights that can help you. So if someone says to you, how much money do you really make? They're interested. They wouldn't ask that if they weren't. Okay. So what she's really asking is, how much money can I make doing this? So although money's not often the biggest reason that people succeed with Avon, it certainly is one of the initial reasons that people look into our opportunity. And where else can you potentially make thousands of dollars a month without years of college or education and without working in an office 18 hours a day, right? So your best response is, the great part about this business is I control how much I make by how much work I put in it. Anytime that I need extra money, I have the power to give myself a raise. That's the cool thing, is our business can ebb and flow along with our needs, right? So if we need to make more money, we can put more effort into it. And if we're having really stressful time, like Richard was talking about, where my mom was, the last couple of years of her life, I could give more time to my mom, and your business can work that way. And that's the great thing about it. Here's one. How much time do you spend on your Avon business each week? Do you have to do parties? What she's really asking is, how much time will this take? How often will I be required to do parties? In today's world, no one is standing around with extra time on their hands. Nobody is sitting there with nothing to do, or very few people. She may have another job, or she may have kids that she would have to find childcare for. She might be sharing a car with a partner. There's all kinds of obstacles that she'd have to work out in order to work her Avon business. So your best response, if you do parties, I do 2 parties a week because that's what works for me and my family's schedule, and it's helping me build my business. Or you could say parties are an option if you want to, but I build my business with my friends and family. Word gets out about my great customer service, and so I pick up new customers every week. I get referrals, right? Because people love my service. They give me referrals. Or I build my business mostly online. I do Facebook parties every now and then, but mostly I build my business by blogging and posting on social media. So whatever is true for you, however you build your business, just keep it light and show her that she doesn't need a lot of time to build her business. You can say, we use systems that take most of the grunt work away from us so we don't have to spend a lot of time doing that, and that frees us up, right? And then what if she asks, what's the cost for getting started in something like this? What she's really asking is, what will it cost me to get started in my own business? Most people think it costs a lot of money to get started. And in the corporate world, it does. But we offer the opportunity to get started with like a minute, I spelled that wrong, minute fraction of what a brick and mortar business would require. So your best starter kit, your best response would be, you can choose an Avon starter kit for only $30 and you'll get well over $100 worth of products. Or you can get started for as little as a $5 donation to the American Cancer Society. Now you'll still have everything you need to get started. What if they say, how does your partner feel when you do this? What she's really asking is, how did you convince your partner to let you be gone from the house so much, right? Any major change in schedule is sure to cause a bit of an upset. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you might have to juggle some things with the kids in order for you to have time to build your business, and your husband might not like that. I don't know, So acknowledge this change and assure her that with a little time and compromise, it can be mutually beneficial for both parents. So your best response would be something like, it took a little adjusting, as would any change, but we learned the importance of supporting each other in anything we choose to do. And if they're looking to build a business online, they won't need to leave the house. So Kathy says, is there a starter kit that includes brochures? Kathy, the $30 starter kit comes with brochures and what's new, I believe.
And they eat it. You get 5 eat it.
Oh, you get the
5
the
and
LG, like the holistic beauty, the eat it. What's it
Yeah,
called?
it's all the skincare products that are mostly what's in the eat it to help you get started.
Yeah, and it comes with brochures too. And I mail brochures to my reps when they get started. I mail a welcome kit to my brand new team members, every one of them. I mail a welcome kit that has I
put 8 brochures.
I put 8 brochures in a priority mail envelope with some paperwork saying, here's your account number, here's how to build your business, some tips, stuff like that. So that's up to you if you want to do that. And you can also search for getting your new rep started in here, and I have my whole starter kit broken down on how to do it and the papers that go in it and everything.
Plus, you can offer the online version as well.
Yep. Okay. If you are doing a party or an event, and if someone says, do you need help setting up, that they're interested if they're offering you, right? So what she's really asking is, can I get a sneak peek at your goodies and see how you set the stuff up? Regardless of whether you need help or not, let her help you, because it gives you the opportunity to chat and start a relationship with her. And so if she starts checking stuff out, you can say, before I became a representative, that was one of my favorite products. Now I love that I can get it wholesale every time I need it, and even make money for just telling people how much I love it. Nice. $30 gets brochures. Thanks. Welcome kit and paperwork. Thanks. Would love to see that. Remind me on.
Mm-hmm.
And before we stop, I'll take you to that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How many representatives are there here? What she's really asking is, will there be enough business for me? It's a huge direct sales myth that this industry is oversaturated. When you hear someone tell you that she quit because there were too many representatives in her area, that's an excuse. Know that that's an excuse. There are doctor's offices everywhere, and you've never heard anyone say they didn't pursue their dream of becoming a doctor because there were so many, right? the fact remains, we are so far of being oversaturated in any industry. So your best response is, we have a phenomenal team of ladies here working together and eager to help new representatives join us. Or you can tell her my little story about my little town of Fillmore, California. So we built most of our business in California when we lived there. And there's a little town called Fillmore, population roughly 15,000 people. And back when we were building in our business there, every campaign, I am not kidding, we still do. We run top 10 reports and we recognize our team. And at every single campaign, 5 or 6 of my top 10 in sales were on my really large Avon team, lived in Fillmore, California. So trust me, everyone has their own circle of influence. They have their own sphere of influence, and there's plenty of sales to go around. I mean, if you think about it, 15,000 people divided by 10 reps, that's still an awful lot of people. Wow, an awful lot of people that could be customers for each person, right?
Yeah, you see it in everyday life. Like around us here, if for grocery shopping, we have a Smith's or a Trader Joe's or a Sprouts, and they all have their own type clientele. They all have their little niche, and that's the same thing with Avon reps.
And they're usually within a block of each other.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing. I mean, I used to laugh. People used to say to me, "It's oversaturated." I'm like, not really. It's oversaturated in Fillmore, but it hasn't stopped them at all. There's plenty of sales to go around. And then if they ask you, how or where did you receive your training? What she's really asking is, she's wondering if she can do it, right? How do I learn how to do all this? If she's never been in this profession before, she may not understand how direct sales works. Or on the other hand, if she has been in this profession before, she might not have had a leader that was supportive to her. That may be why she's not in business any longer. So your best response is, Avon offers some of the best training in the industry through webinars, Facebook Lives, and conventions. We have all kinds of team training for you, and we provide systems to help you be successful. And we have weekly Facebook Lives and bi-weekly Team Zoom meetings, whatever you have to support them. That's what you want to tell them, right? And then all my friends say I should get into something like this. What she's telling you, what she's really saying is, do you think I'd be good at this? And of course you're going to tell her yes, right? The truth is, our friends tell us we should do all kinds of things, but that doesn't mean they're really going to help support us when we're in it, right? Nor do they understand the entire picture of what getting into something like this means. Her friends might be thinking, well, she'd be good at this because she has a great personality for it. That doesn't mean they're going to support her. So she wants to hear from you, the expert, if she would be good at it and get real validation from someone in the know. So of course you're going to say, I bet you would be, and I would love to work with you and help you be as successful as you can be, right? So let's look at overcoming objections. I know this is going to be long. We're getting long already. Overcoming recruiting objections. So one of the biggest challenges is objections. And I'm going to tell you that most of the time I do not deal with objections. If they give me an objection, I'm like, okay, next. I don't go there. It depends on the situation. But if they're giving you an objection, sometimes I just take that as, well, they're not interested. And I am recruiting so many people into my business, I don't have time to beg somebody, right? That's my opinion. But let's talk about these objections. So, because sometimes when they're offering an objection, they're not necessarily saying no. Instead, they're sharing a concern that they might have, or really they have a question that you need to answer. And so sometimes maybe that's what you need to do. And so if they say, I don't have any friends, that's a common objection that certainly is asking for more information, because what she really means is, I don't want my friends to feel obligated that they have to buy from me. And one of the best skills for overcoming any kind of objection is using feel, felt, found system. So your response might be something like, oh, I know how you feel. I felt that way too. But what I found was, even though I started by asking my friends to look at the brochure in the very beginning, in just a few weeks, my business took off with women who I'd never met before. And so that the feel, felt, found is you're validating them. You're saying, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. So, you're not wrong in thinking that, but this is what I found when I started my business, right? So if modern technology has done anything for us in the last decade, it's the ability to get in touch with massive amounts of people on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on everywhere, right? So you don't have to know 1,000 people in order to be successful. Then number 2, I don't have any time. So when somebody gives you this excuse, 2 things right off the bat. they truly miss the concept of direct sales, or they're just throwing out an excuse to cover up the real reason for not joining. So clearly you ask if they understand how time compounding works and how after a few short months, they'll have others in their teams that are duplicating their efforts. If they don't, then go ahead and explain that, and there's a whole story about that, the compounding penny. If you take a penny and double it every day, over 30 days, it turns into millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's like day 29, or I think day 29, it's only a couple $100,000, but on day 30 or 31, it's worth like 5 million.
Yeah,
2 million to 5 million.
But keep in mind, as you're recruiting, you're building a team, and you're earning commission off of your team sales. That's not taking away from their commissions. This is what Avon is paying you to support that team. And so the more people you have on the team, the more it compounds and brings you more income. That's why at the higher levels, like once you start to get to leader, your income dramatically increases. And that's, that's compounding. And so that's how our profession works, right? So if they do understand that concept, then time isn't their objection. So if they're saying that, then you might ask if there's any other reason that they're not interested, and they might tell you, right? But just remember, it's your job to inform the prospect properly. So you do that by asking and probing. So learn to listen to what they're saying, and always ask if they have other questions or concerns. It's a little bit like peeling an onion. You might have to peel away the few top layers in order to get to the good stuff, to what their real concern is. And not every one of your prospects is going to say, yes, sign me up, right? So you need to get good at mastering of asking and listening, and then you'll find out their true objection. My husband and I share one car or no car at all. This is an opportunity to highlight the benefits of creating your own schedule. A boss doesn't make your schedule for you. You get to decide. Or you can build your business online and not have to worry about it. My daughter called me today, and she says, is it true? We have an app on our phone so we can see where we are. She says, is it true you haven't left the house since the 15th? I'm like, yeah, it's true. Because I built from home. I build my business online. But yeah. Or I don't have childcare. Well, you can talk about networking and play groups, moms groups, and stuff like that. Also, I don't have childcare is pretty vague. So maybe you could ask questions like, could you get help with your children just one night a week if it made a big difference in your monthly income? Or talk to them about how they can build an Avon business online while being home with their kids. Most of the work can be done around our kids. Phone calls can be at nap or snack time. Gardening with other moms while we're out and about with our children. Gardening with people you meet through your children, nurses, doctors, coaches. So your gardening just means you're meeting new people, right? And a lot of that can be done with your kids. Unless you're doing an event or something, there's no reason your kids can't be with you.
You can involve them too. They can help label brochures for you, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Little tasks that are simple to do, but makes them feel involved.
My husband will object to this, right? So if someone's spouse is negative about direct sales or multi-level marketing, it's because of misinformation, or it could be a relatively good reason, maybe they got into a business before that didn't work out, right? And so unless you can convince your prospect and even their spouse that this time will be different, most likely they won't join. And so they want to believe this works. And what they're doing is they're looking for someone who has the expertise and experience to help them. And so try to talk to them about what went wrong last time. Hey, Eric Worre, he's another coach that we work with. He says when someone says to me that my husband won't object to this, my husband won't want me to do this, or is this network marketing? I've not heard good things about it or whatever. He'll say something to the effect of, with that kind of response, you've obviously had some experience with this. So tell me about what happened. I would love to hear. Did you end up with a garage full of product or what happened? And he'll get them talking about it. And then that's another way, right? Don't guarantee their success. You can't guarantee that. Their success is dependent on their effort, right? But encourage and offer suggestions about how to go about the business differently and how your systems might help them. Hi, Bonnie. Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not a salesman. Well, we're all salesmen. If you're married, you sold your spouse on you, right? If you sold your employer on how good of a job you do to get hired, you sold your banker or your landlord that you have the ability to pay your mortgage. You've sold your friends on your favorite movie or restaurant. And so how did you do all those? You just talked about what you believed in from your heart. And so too many too many times people think they need to build these slick presentations, but the best presentation requires no outline or memorizing. The best presentation comes from firsthand experience. And then if they say, I've tried this before, that's again, try to get the facts from them about what went wrong last time. Listen really carefully. What didn't go right for them? What went wrong? How can you help them turn that around and so it'll be different this time? And just be there, right? Connect with your prospect, help them to see that this business can be successful, but it needs to be done the correct way. And then focus on the relationship and how you can help this experience be a positive one. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to move through these a little faster because we're way past an hour. I don't know enough about the industry. Actually, that's what we prefer because we don't have to teach you how to unlearn something. We can teach you how to do it from the beginning, because sometimes salespeople, if they have sales experience, that's a whole different thing than what we do. What we do is we share the products. We show how the products benefit us. It's not hardcore sales like a salesperson would do, right? Just make sure she knows you're not going to sign her up and then throw her to the wolves, that you're going to be supported, right? Your supported representative is a successful representative. And then if they see you doing lives, I could never get up and talk in front of people, or I couldn't do a Facebook Live. This is a really common objection. And I even have a lot of people on these Sunday lives or in my trainings that are like, oh, I can't do a Facebook Live, or I can't get up and speak in front of a meeting. And it's intimidating to think about that, and if you don't have any experience with it. So assure your prospect that you'll be with her every step of the way until she feels comfortable, and that there's no need to stand up in front and talk in front of a group and talk or do a Facebook Live until she's ready. There's lots of other ways to build your business. You don't have to do those until you're ready. And then the last one, I don't have the money to get started. So this is by far the most common of all recruiting objections, lack of money. And the best response to this is really, that's the reason why you need to be in this business in the first place, is to have money. If you feel she seriously wants to do this but can't even come up with the money to get started, you could offer her an online fundraiser to earn the money for her starter kit. If she wants a $30 starter kit, you could offer her a fundraiser and just say, I will create a link for you, and I'll give you 20% of everything that's sold until we get to the $30 to pay for your kit. If she's not willing to do that, then I don't have the money is just an excuse. She doesn't want to do it, and it's just an excuse. So, right now it's the $5, right? If she can't even come up with $5 to get started, it's likely an excuse. Most of the time, if they tell me they don't have the money, I'm like, it's $5. And if they go, well, I need brochures, I'll tell them, I'll give you brochures. I'll give you brochures to help you get started. But then they got to step up after that, right? And so if they're not ready to get started or they don't have the money, you might just want to add them to your follow-ups until they decide that they are ready to go. You don't want to set the precedent that they have to spend a lot of money, or that they don't have to spend money to make money, because it's just a business truth. You need brochures, you need bags, you need to put some money and some effort into your business. You don't need a lot, but you do need some. So now you have everything that you need to begin recruiting new team members into your Avon business and growing a team of excited, motivated representatives. So always remember that your customers, your team members, your prospective team members will see everything that you do. So make sure that you're professional and lead with your heart. This is probably the most important thing. Lead with your heart and be supportive. Kathy says, be supportive. I like that. Yeah, it's true. It really is. As a leader, that's the best thing you can do, is be supportive, right?
Really, you're out, creating new friends.
Yeah.
Most of our team members are their friends now. So
the greatest aspect of the direct sales profession is the more people you help to achieve their goals, the more you will achieve your goals. So get out there and help some people make their dreams come true. So that's what I have on that training. What was I going to look up for Kathy?
Look at the brochures. The
kit. Welcome kit.
The welcome kit.
So I'm going to go to search and I'm going to type welcome kit. And this is it right here. Welcome kits for your new Avon representatives. And I use a priority mail. You know what? I actually looked to see, we were signing up a whole bunch of people recently, and it was costing me a lot of money to mail them. And so I was looking for a cheaper way to do it, and there isn't. Even if you just use a regular envelope and you put 3 or 4 brochures, you're going to pay more than you would with the priority mail. So just do it. You can ship, I use Pirate Ship, and so the priority mail is like $7.95. With Pirate Ship, you can do it for $7.40. So there's information about that. And I put 4 to 6 brochures. I think we put 6.
I put 8 in there.
So as many as you can fit in the, or as many as you feel like you can give away, right? Here's my cover sheet that I put in there. I insert a campaign sailing calendar. I do a copy of my Avon order form. You can download all of them here. The Pathway to Premier flyer, and whatever the latest incentive flyer is. Right now it's the cruise. I mean, not the cruise, the Hawaii trip. So that's what I do. And I might insert some samples, and I squeeze everything into that priority mail envelope, and I get it out to them, and I mail it to them right away. So that's what I do with my welcome kits. So that's it. So let me come back to us.
Take a breath.
That was a lot of information. It was a lot of information, but you know what? This recording will be on that blog post tonight after it's done processing. And you can always go back and watch the recording as much as you want. You can read through the blog post. Like I said, all of those things, you don't even need to go there most of the time. Most of the time it's, hey, have you ever thought about making some extra money? You know, it's only $5 to sign up, or $30. If you spend $30, you're going to get $130 worth of products and everything you need. It's not a big decision, really. So there's no reason to go into all that. But we gave it all to you, so that in case you need it, you kind of know how to, because sometimes you just don't know how to talk to people, right? So just to help you out.
Yeah, and the biggest thing we've already said, like this live tonight, you can go back in and review it. But we always say the best thing to do is pick one topic you want to learn today, and then chunk it down, what we call break it into small bite-sized pieces. And you can play the video for a little bit and say, ooh, I didn't quite catch that. Stop it, replay it. Go through it until you understand it, and then move on to the next paragraph, next topic. And you can do it with any of the things you can look up here on the page.
Yeah.
Just chunk it down so you learn a little bit every day. So
Kathy says, thanks so much, Priority Mail. Love this kit. I've been asking. You're the first to answer with this much detail. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. I do try to give details. Because I never had support. I never had help. I was signed up by a district manager, and she didn't even support me at all. And so we learned how to do everything the hard way. We actually paid a lot of money to go to trainings and stuff. And so I want to share with everybody what I know, because there is plenty of room for all of us to be successful in Avon. And the truth of the matter is, the more people that are successful with Avon, the more successful Avon is, and the more successful we are as an individual. Because the more people that know about Avon, the more people that aren't like, oh, is Avon still around? The more they're buying from us, and the more they're looking for us. So it's pretty exciting. So anyway, thank you, Kathy. Your tips are awesome. You both help so much. Thank you. Hi, Anitra. Good to see you. Hi, Doug and Lisa. You guys are here at the end. We are ending. We've been going for over an hour. So you have to watch the replay. But
yeah, the only thing I can say that another reason, it's kind of selfish, but the reason why we like to share all this information is so that other people can rise up within Avon and earn the trips and incentives that we go on. And we call it Same Time Next Year, where we've met so many people in Avon. They aren't on our team, but we've become fast friends with so many people, and we just love to go on the Avon trips and get to spend time with like-minded people.
Yeah, it is exactly like those of you that are old enough to know. Same time next year. Yeah, and it isn't, Kathy. It's right. It is an exciting time for Avon. I am so excited. We have so many new products coming out. And Kathy, we will be in Hawaii, so look for us.
Yes.
I'll buy you a drink if you're there. And let's see, just coming in from the airport, we will rewatch.
All righty.
All right, you guys, thank you for being here. I have something exciting for next Sunday already in the works. I'm going to release a blog post about it on Wednesday, and then next Sunday we'll do the training, but I'm going to teach you how I do my daily Facebook Lives in detail, step by step. So watch for that, and have an amazing week, and we will see you next week, same time, same place.
Thank you. See y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week.